Presque Isle, Michigan, June 1859. The blast of a gunshot awoke Emma Chambers, but it was the whiz of a musket ball over her head and its ping against a metal beam that brought her out of her sweet dreams. Her back stiffened against the barrel of salted whitefish that had served as her headrest on the cargo deck of a steamboat. "Don't move," came the tight voice of her brother Ryan next to her. She blinked the sleep from her eyes. In the faint light of dawn, she couldn't make out anything but the outlines of the barrels that surrounded her and the unending darkness of Lake Huron beyond. "Pirates," Ryan whispered. "The steamer's being attacked by pirates." She shuddered in spite of Ryan's instructions not to move. He placed a steadying hand on her arm. The normal whirring of the paddle wheel and the hissing of the boiler were silent, as if they were holding their breath with her. The damp chill of the lake permeated the air and slithered under the scratchy wool blanket that covered her outstretched legs. The chill rippled against her skirt and wound its way under her shirt sleeves, making her shiver. Shouts echoed on the deck above them, followed by the stomping of footsteps. "You've got to hide." Crouching, Ryan peered over the top of the barrel in front of them at the hulking shadows of the pirates moving about on the cargo deck. "And you," she crawled to her knees beside him. "You need to hide too." He shook his head. "I'll be fine, Emma. I'm just another man among many. But you—" He brushed a hand over her hair, smoothed down the flyaway wisps that had escaped the plait she had wound before dozing. "You're the only woman aboard. I don't want to take any chances that they'll see you and decide to steal you along with everything else." "They won't want to steal me," she said. She wasn't ugly or anything like that, but neither did she turn the heads of many men. In fact, at 22, she had yet to garner an offer of marriage, and she had certainly been surrounded by enough men over the years to gain a proposal if she was going to get one. In short, she wasn't anything special to look at, she didn't have any outstanding talents to speak of, and she certainly wasn't made of money. "Over there." Ryan nodded to a cubicle next to the boiler room. "Crawl over there and hide in that closet." She hesitated. She had always been the one protecting Ryan, watching over him all these years, putting his needs before hers, and making sure he was safe. "Come with me," she insisted. "I won't leave you here by yourself." Another gunshot echoed as loud as a cannon blast. In the calmness of the summer morning, in the vast openness of the lake and under the wide expanse of sky, everything was noisier. The shouts, the stomping, and the scuffling overhead. With the recent rumors of pirates roaming Lake Huron, Lady Mist had left Mackinac Island armed, and her deckhands prepared to fend off any attacks. Even so, there was no telling what might happen. More footsteps sounded on the metal steps that led down to the main deck that contained the cargo, the steam engine, and the wood-fired boiler that powered the engine. The cramped deck was also the place for carrying poor passengers like her and Ryan, who couldn't afford to pay for a cabin or private berth. Ryan's fingers bit into her arm as he propelled her forward, steering clear of the pirates who had already descended. "Go, Emma. There's only room for one of us in the closet. Besides, they won't do anything to me. I'm just another passenger." She scrambled next to him among the barrels, her skirt tangling in her legs. She knew, as well as Ryan, that the pirates wanted the barrels of fish and any other valuable cargo the steamer was taking to Detroit, and when the thieves started carting off the goods, she'd be better off hidden. "Hurry," Ryan urged, opening the closet door, bringing with it the waft of coal oil. The box-like closet was filled with greasy tools and an assortment of spare belts and screws and gears intended to keep the engine in working condition. She climbed in and bumped her head against a long-handled wrench hanging from a hook in the wall. She could hardly manage to turn around in the cramped space. Ryan started to close the door. "Be careful," she called after him, wedging her foot against the door to keep it from closing all the way. "I'll be fine," he said through the crack, "so long as I know you're safe." His shadow fell away, and he was gone.